So the Vikings looking to replace Kirk Cousins, who, if you have been, not paying attention to football for the last 5 weeks, you didn't know that Cousins is now with the Falcons. The Vikings looking at incoming quarterbacks, the thinking Kevin O'Connell can turn anyone into a great quarterback because he kind of had to do it 3 or 4 different ways last year. Here he is talking about their meetings with the guys who will be drafted coming up in 9 or 10 days.
And every single time you get a chance to be around some of these guys, you get excited about possibilities and potential. But it is the draft, and we're not the only team that, may want to select one of these guys. So we're working through making sure we know the landscape of the whole class at that position as we are, many positions. We just happen to have a really good situation, in my opinion, with the players we have in that huddle, the guys that are going to be coaching that player, and then ultimately what we hope is a long-term plan to try to have a really special player at the position.
Yeah, look, I think part of where
he's talking like they're definitely going to take a quarterback there almost. I mean, he's almost
and the only way they wouldn't take one is if 6 go before they're on the clock at number 11. That's the only way they're not taking one, right? If any of the 6 are there, and I think this is where the Vikings are, probably to O'Connell's dismay, confident that whoever they get, O'Connell's going to turn him into a great quarterback. Whoever we get, we trade up, we get J.J. McCarthy or Drake May or whoever, he'll turn him into a great quarterback. We sit tight and Michael Penix falls to us, he'll turn him into a great quarterback. We'll be fine. And, if there's no one left at number 11, then the question becomes, when do they pull the trigger on a guy in round 2, round 3, round 4 that O'Connell would turn into a potentially great quarterback, or call Tom Brady at that point. And O'Connell actually played with Brady in New England. He's younger than Brady by several years. But yeah, I think that they the moment, it's just like the Bills trading Stephon Diggs. The moment that Cousins left, we knew the Vikings were in the market for a quarterback in round 1. But at the end of that same week, they picked up the 23rd overall pick, not to use it, to package it if they can, to move up. So
yeah. Right.
I think they're confident whoever they get. I'm serious. And I've said this before, if I'm one of the incoming quarterbacks, he's the guy I want to play with because he's going to take me and get me to my ceiling, whatever my ceiling is.
Yeah. I feel you there, right? My thoughts on the quarterback situation, right? I mean, if I have my choice behind Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, I would certainly rather have Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, or Michael Penix over Drake May, right? The situation, and, there's a lot of people that link Drake May with Minnesota, right? There's people that think that they're hot on him. I get that. And I think to your point, it's like, oh, wait, he's got some issues, but hey, it's O'Connell. He's awesome with quarterbacks, right? He maybe doesn't have to play right away. We can play Sam Darnold and play him. So that's where it's going to be interesting. The Drake May part of the conversation is really, I think, the joker, the jack of all trades here in this whole thing. I think a lot of teams, from what I know, the top 5 in my list, right, people are comfortable with them. Drake May is the one I get a sense that's all over the place, right? We know there's a few teams that like him. I know there's a bunch of other teams that are like, what? The top 10 pick? There's no way I would do that for Drake May. So where is that going to go, right? And that to me is going to be the interesting thing. But yeah, I would think by all due accounts, hey, sitting there 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Some of these guys are gone already. That's when we see Minnesota maybe make a play to move up a little bit to make sure they get one of them. And who that is, I don't know, but I'm kind of like you, expecting that to happen.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.